My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon 2. We are in the Resentment, second leg of a Resentment campaign here in the Feta. I think it's pronounced Feta. Feta? I'm gonna say Feta.
The rancid crop grows unchecked and abhorrent.
The rancid crop goes unchecked and abhorrent.
Okay, just trying to get the exclamation marks off these characters. Now, let's have a look at our routes. Lair, I am gonna need a trophy at some point. I think this is where I get it. Academic study is available on the other side. Rewards are unique liquors. If I went for the lair, I would not be able to go for such a study. There's an Oblivion's Ingress over here, which gives mastery and trinkets and reduces loathing. But I have to fight cultists to get it. There's another one in the future as well. I think I will actually head ahead and see who has an opinion on what. Okay, y'all want to go for the cache for supplies. I have got a mission that says fight 6 or less road battles. Am I even capable of completing that? Yeah, I can see a couple of paths that don't have that many road battles. One problem with the cache at the moment is it ends in armor, which is going to be pretty limiting to the places I can go afterwards, especially if either of these routes contain armor destruction. I think I will agree with my team. Sorry, Audrey. Can't please all the people. Oh no! Oh, that was armor destruction. Oh, suddenly, like, oh gosh. Suddenly everything's a little bit of a nightmare, because if I ever find another source of armor destruction, we are going to break down and have to deal with that.
Take up these goods and imbue them with purpose.
Supplies from your benefactor.
Weapon noxious, blight resistance piercing, but if we're diseased, we have lower resists ourselves. Traveling heal up, wax inoculate for less disease, remove blindness on a target. Yeah, I mean, they're all okay, but they don't really help us as much. Audrey is the only person who really bleeds targets right now.
Push forward.
Sorry, blights targets.
Lamentably, there is no other choice.
So I will give you your corrupting cleaver, so that you can blight possibly in this area. And I'll give the extra crit to your cultist in the back line, who will receive less healing for the sake of it. Oh, thankfully the next one is Oblivion's Loathing, rather than another armor destruction, so I'm not immediately screwed. That's nice. A little bit longer before we are screwed. Sounds good to me.
The towering feast.
Oh, gotta fight some plague eaters. So, do people want to go for a one wants to run away? Definitely gonna be going for it. Impede us and no vengeance, or marvelous, I've been practicing my aim. Which of you has a better relationship with Alhazred, the man-at-arms? Okay, you can afford to risk your relationship with Alhazred better. Oh, the ridiculous amount of mouths on these things. Oh, the body horror is so good in this game. Slice off time? Actually, it might be harvest time. Yes.
Bleed them.
No combo token, but I did bleed them. I definitely bled them. Consumable by other plague eaters, and livestock itself is faster and has a bunch more resistances. There's a lord way up there in the back line. You know what? I think I'm gonna weaken the livestock and set up combo on you. Beast of Burden. Oh, and you do manage to pull them forwards, despite the fact that I was trying to prevent that. There's a tongue lashing. Lord, what are you doing with that tongue lashing?
Let's take a closer look at the thing.
You move a target forward and you increase their damage. Got it. I'm gonna try and push the Lord back. Don't manage to, but I do daze it at least. Yeah, the livestock has such blight resistance. It's really difficult to do anything about it. Even with the possible piercing of their blight resistance, it's down to 45. Still pretty bad. Let's throw a bunch of damage at the maid in the back line, who now, if they don't have death blow resist, yep, that maid's dead. Sick. Currently moving forward, we'll set up a combo on the target as well. So let's try and set that up on the target that doesn't already have it. Headbutt, but you can't move the sergeant. I'm gonna try and, yeah, push the livestock backwards so that I now have it in a position where I can throw daggers directly at it. Seemed pretty effective to me. Three to 6 damage is more than 2 to 5. Nice, and it's enough to actually take out the livestock. Hell yes. I didn't want to see what was going to happen if it got ed. This fight is going too well. I'm concerned now. I'm worried. Fights shouldn't go this well for me. That's not how that works. Oh, baby.
21!
I knew that was going to happen because of the vulnerability and the setup and the combo and the crit and everything like that. I just wanted to see it happen. I'm going to roll a weakening curse on you, setting up combo, giving, I guess, Barristan the ability to heal when they kill you.
The unrelenting application of violence yields morbid gains.
I honestly would not have been surprised if I stayed there and kept fighting another wave. But we didn't.
The loathing whispers.
Okay, now, I do have a higher burn but lower blight resist. That's definitely not what I want for this area, I don't believe. Moving onwards, I'm going to lose the final piece of armor. We're making good time, yes.
Protection has been stripped to its last.
A curious form is the Trapmaker's art.
We must understand the past if we are ever to be free of it.
I really want Barristan to have access to the ability to riposte. Oh, but Barristan, you do no damage. Why would I do that? Oh, because I want to get you closer to Bellow as well.
Man-at-Arms. Chapter 1. A premature promotion. The politics of a military career are perhaps as treacherous as war itself. Though untested in combat, his acumen for advancement was unmatched. Through a dubious campaign of influence and intimidation, he had at last claimed a coveted command, and was eager to bask in the glory of the victories that were sure to come.
Oh, I don't think you'll be having many of those, unfortunately, friend. Bellow is now available. Sick. Removes riposte from enemies, as well as weakens them, slows them for 3 turns. Targets all of them at the same time. I feel like a lot of the time that's going to be better for us than hold the line. Okay, so Barristan. Let's have a look at these paths' futures. So if I went to the left, to the unknown here, I find a path. We get a watchtower, possibly. Probably back to Oblivion's Ingress after that. I'm gonna go for the academic study. Vintage collection rewards unique liquors. I want to see what unique liquors are. Ah. Well.
They seek to strike while we are vulnerable. Hold them off.
This hero must fix the stagecoach. Yeah, so unfortunately we did get yet another, armor destruction for our cart. So I'm gonna roll repair here. How long do I have to repair for? At least these enemies don't look too potent. I was honestly quite scared they would be. I could roll a weakening curse on the woodsman as well, actually. Seems like that could be pretty effective. Dang. Good damage on the urchin. Unfortunately, it just didn't set up combo on either of the targets, which was my hope. I'm going to increase our torch while we're here. Rolling defender on a frontline target when a woodsman's in the front line only seems appropriate. Not what I wanted to see happen. That's probably going to be the Jester getting targeted there. Oh, gosh. But do I give up a dagger throw? Jester's not going to be capable of even acting next time. Oh, never mind, they went for Protect the Child. Thank you. Oh, that's so much nicer. Oh, great. So I don't even get to do the repair action. Rude. There's an Abyssal Artillery. Doesn't manage to take out the Urchin, unfortunately. However, Guard will be ignored by this attack. So Audrey does take out...
Hold fast, for who knows what lurks in the beyond.
Does take out the enemy, the Urchin. The Urchin does way too much damage. But I do 1 in response. Barristan is only good for death blow trigger checks, basically. Alright, Samenti. Perfect position for a Harvest. Alhazred, heal him up. With the amount of HP you have, it's definitely time to light. The toy.
Empowered, emboldened.
How dare you damage us like this? I'll try and push you back. Nope, but we do manage to daze you, so you'll be active at the very end of the round. Let's also roll Slice Off on you. Ooh, we did get the vulnerability, love it. Let's roll Defender on Cementi, something I probably should have done earlier. 12 damage, what with all the vulnerability and all. Also seem to have resisted some stress when hitting that enemy. Give it up all for another chance. How many times do I need to repair it until it's repaired? Or, like, all the way until the end of combat? Is that it? Seems like that, I guess.
Dissection. An unavoidable end.
Oh. Jester is just above the amount of HP they would have needed in order to be targeted by weird reconstruction. Rude. I guess I'll continue weakening you. That'll do. That'll do.
Yours for the taking, +1 armor.
Leave the wretches choking on our dust.
I mean, I honestly thought that was going to be much more calamitous. It wasn't great, mind. But it also didn't end our run, so that's... that's pretty good as far as Darkest Dungeon's concerned.
Forgotten.
Okay, we could leave and get stressed, or we could get some combat items as well as a random quirk. I'm gonna go with that. Oh, -2 relationship for the disagreement.
The blood. Oh, I know what you are.
The Winter's best.
The loathing festers.
Okay. How many road battles have I fought so far? 0! Well, that makes it pretty easy to choose one of these. It will commit me to taking an Oblivion's Ingress later, but I'm fine with that. Reduces loathing. Possible this location itself also reduces loathing for us.
Without proper reconnaissance. A hasty and reckless thing indeed.
We also got some stress reduction on Cementi and Audrey for choosing this path.
Shadows of what they once were.
Yeah, just hide up in the background. I knew that was gonna happen. Unfortunately, it's probably gonna hit Al-Hazred again. Solid filthy morsel there. Doesn't manage to stress us, but it does set up for another filthy morsel because it keeps moving the target that's about to act backwards. Again, I think I'm gonna pump the torch up a little bit. Yeah, I really just don't do damage. Oh! I don't know how I didn't think about doing that earlier. I'm just gonna protect the Occultist from the worst case scenario of the urchin here. Okay, so Flashing Daggers has already killed that lost soul. Second lost soul go down. This frees up Cementi to play an inspiring tune, reducing some stress on Barristan. Oh, hang on, Urchin?
Observe the subject carefully, and you will discover its weaknesses.
So the Urchin, if it's in the front of its party, it has to use Skulking Step, which is a melee strike. And it can only target the front two positions. I think I would prefer that, so I'm going to use Demon's Pull to clear the corpses, and in doing so, move the Urchin far forward.
Hold fast.
Yeah, you crit on your Skulking
For
Step,
who
but
knows what lurks in the beyond.
it's not really too much of an issue now, is it? I'm going to use the Rampart on Urchin, trying to daze them, which we managed to, preventing them from acting at the start of the round. Let's slice something off here. We'll weaken the remaining targets.
And now, I'll heal up a little bit.
And throw a poison dart. Yeah, unless you stress Barristan, basically the fight is over. Never mind, the fight is over.
Greater threats await those who dare.
Pretty simple for a road battle again. Oh, I love how many positive relationships they're forming over the course of this. Oh! Beautiful.
The towering feast.
We're absolutely not running away, right? Well, Barristan is a pacifist. And says, I think we should think twice before unnecessary bloodshed. But this is a location. If I fight here in this location, I can remove a loathing, which seems really good. Unfortunately, Sarmanti is going to lose more relationship with Alhazred. I didn't want that to be the case. Wait, frenzied enemies? Wait. Oh, God! This is a nightmare. The enemies are frenzied, plus 25% damage. Okay. Look, not the world's worst. Unfortunately, they are also all ordained. Literally all of them are ordained.
Closer inspection.
Giving them on spawn, they apply 1 burn on hit 10% of the time. They have plus 40% max HP! Plus 40%. This is a nightmare. Holy crumbs. Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm actually a little scandalized, frankly. Bring him back to the same position, I guess. I'm going to increase the light to give the chance of blinding the enemies and all that. Yeah, I need y'all to not just ruin my grave robber, please. Unfortunately, Alhazred is blinded at the moment. Thinking maybe it's appropriate to weaken the Butcher before it ever gets to act. Or I could try and set up combo on them. Nah, I'm gonna weaken the Butcher. So that Butcher I could target directly. I could try and crit. 63% chance to crit. If I crit, I would ignore some of the blight resist of the enemy, and in doing so, I would be able to blight them.
Conclusion.
Got him.
Oh, I got Field Surgeon trigger! Hell yes!
Agony by accumulation.
I'm gonna use an anti-venom to remove the blight from Alhazred as well as heal them 10%. Wait, hang on. What exactly is that token doing? No, it's not a token. Okay. The trigger of healing salve, I think is like 20% heal.
Welcome relief from caustic agony.
Continue bleeding the ever-loving hell out of them. Oh my god, it's 50% actually. Oh, that's huge! Butcher in the back line. That's a lot of bleeding and blighting. I'm gonna use Abyssal Artillery on you two. What? How do they do that much damage?
I just healed all of that.
I can use the burn salve. And in fact, we use it critically. Neat. So the Butcher will die to the DOTs you currently have on you. The Livestock will also die to the DOTs it currently has on it. So I think I should probably get working on the Maid in the back line. 8 damage there.
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
I'm a bellow at all the enemies. Slow 'em. Butcher dies. Ooh, Samenti, you don't actually have a good, you don't have good targets here, really. Should I weaken should I blind someone, rather, and move backwards? Seems most appropriate.
A master stroke.
Ooh, and we even crit. I'm gonna pull the Maid forward.
Revealing her to more damage.
Follow up with a Throne Dagger. Pretty much confirms the kill. Oof. Hey, that should actually be the degree where I can use weird reconstruction. I've got a bunch of ways to heal you.
Advantage.
Solid days on that character. Oh man, I really wish people had one more stress so I could remove more of it. Raises wit to move forward.
Cooperation is the key.
Trigger the combo for a heal that I don't need. There we go. Word reconstruction.
Of trust.
And I mean, honestly, I could even use Dead of Night here. No. I'm just kill the enemy. It would have been Dead of Night and then a bolster next turn in order to try and get stress down and health up, and seems a lot of stuff to do for very little effect. Minor Gilded Mind. Lower debuff resist, but higher stress and deathblow resist. I don't know if I want to equip that to anyone.
The loathing whispers.
Is there anyone who could hold it comfortably? Not really, I don't think.
The loathing whispers.
Some irate mumbling from Audrey. Hopefully we don't get some negative relationship triggers or anything like that before. Ooh, for once in our life, Lady Luck smiles and we get some health to the entire party. Neat.
Oblivion's Ingress.
Time to put a combat item on another character. Yeah, practically everyone is out of them at the moment. I'm gonna give the blood to our Jester. Let's get some bleed removal, and I'm gonna go even more bleed removal. Neat. And then, as for trinkets, yeah, we did find, no, it was an in-item, a poultice for negative stress on characters, is what we found while we were out on the road there. Cool. Taking that screen down, it is time now to make a decision.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Audrey has disarmor. Press them. We are going to give the enemies vulnerability to start this combat. It's everything I wanted. Okay, I'm going to give one enemy vulnerability to start this combat. It's fine then. Wow, I did have the ability to remove blindness from a target, but I didn't take it. really feel like I should have now. I'm gonna roll a defender here. Send an abyssal artillery slapping down from the sky. Beautiful. This is pretty much the perfect order of things for me, basically. I think I possibly do want to target the cherub directly. I'll use your vulnerability and I'll set up more vulnerability on you. What? Oh yeah, I'm blinded, of course.
Hallmarks of the
That's fine.
unprepared.
Reasonable amount of bleed on our characters, unfortunately. First trumpet hits our backline. Man, I really wish I had better resists. Ew, well. I'm gonna use a bandage to cure the bleed off of Audrey here, as well as heal critically, as it turns out. Noting that I had the ability to kill the backliner with that crit, I figured it was probably worth doing that.
Your violence and apply it judiciously.
Now, unfortunately, Harvest is still sick as hell here. We remove another dodge token. I think I should probably wait to bolster until I have 2 targets that are above the stress limit for it, because it's so impactful. I'm doing a lot of missing. I'm gonna set up combo on this enemy. In order. Oh, like an 87% chance for a crit. Obviously, if I had crit there, the enemy would already be dead. How dare they not? I would like them to, instead, actually. Yeah, no one's... Well, I guess Barrison's bleed is kind of high, but that's not especially important.
Malaise. Measured.
Solid slice off.
Steady.
Yep, you can use your Nocturnal Commune. I'll follow up with another defender, same target again. Crit him! And no, instead you'll roll the lowest possible damage. Let's slice off. That target is now vulnerable to a death blow, that is. I'm gonna weaken and remove the auto crit from their frontliner. Very, very happily there. And now it is my time to use Bolster. Removing 4 stress from my party. So this Poison Dart can target the Evangelist in the front line. I'm not low enough health yet to use the Absinthe, unfortunately. I'll get that at the start of the next round, though. Oh, 20 healing on the Jester. Look, a little bit of bleed, but that's fine.
and carelessness. Hallmarks of the unprepared.
A little bit of extra health for our Grave Robber as well. Thankfully, that was a death blow just by the DOTs. Yeah, Dead of the Night makes a bunch of sense here. Unfortunately, Dead of Night actually didn't stress Barristan. I wanted it to. If it had stressed Barristan, I would have... oh no, from this position, I wouldn't be able to use the Inspiring Tune, but... that is ultimately what I would have been working towards. Let's Weakening Curse again to make sure that you don't have your auto crit available.
Emboldened.
And yeah, utilize that combo just to get some extra health on Barristan. You've been taking a lot of damage.
Steady stances.
It's only fair.
Exhaustion takes hold.
Set up another combo. Alhazra literally can't do anything from that position. There you go, get him on death's door. Positive relationship trigger, and finally a death blow.
We are the flame, burning brightly for all the world to see.
Yes! Severed finger! If the target is bleeding, we do 25% extra damage to them. This is just the thing. And slice off skills. So, slice off skills. It says skills. Plural. Skills. S. Both at the start and the end. So...
loathing abates.
Does that mean that it affects... Because I think of Harvest as a slice off skill. Does it affect both? I don't know. Probably not. I hope it does, though. The Occultist is about to have very low death, low resist if I equip the Vanished Vanity to them. Higher Blight resist on a character? Honestly, I think that's probably worth more than 3% crit there. What do you mean we never seem to make any progress? Did you just see how many bodies we packed? Stacked, rather? Huh? Enemy ambushed us, how dare they?
Confers advantage.
Oh boy. Yeah, they've shuffled us. Unfortunately, the healing salve cannot be used on the character who's using it there. That would have been lovely. Alas. Yeah, I'm just going to try and rectify the entire order of the party here. Oh! Don't! How dare you stress me? I'm gonna pop a poison dart with the possibility of taking out that backliner before it gets an action this round. Save us a little stress that way. Definitely time for the Jester to harvest these two middle liners. That's exactly what you're here for. Solid crit.
This is no time to falter.
That's a lot of stress. Okay, so Harvest is not a slice-off skill. It did not do 2 more bleed than it otherwise would have. That's fair. Admittedly, I kind of suspected that was the case.
Empowered, emboldened.
No! Jester! If I move forward, The Jester is then incapable of getting targeted here, I believe. I say I believe. I'm almost entirely certain. Yeah, from their front two, they can only attack our front two.
And you will discover its weaknesses.
Thanks for the jump, partner. So, roll a weird reconstruction there, increasing their relationship. Oh, I don't want to stay here long, but... How much of a choice do I really have? I don't really do damage with these other characters. Oh, that's not good. Let's remove some more stress from the party again. Oh, the enemy dies to a death blow at the very start. Cool.
A deliberate and methodical approach of harm.
Comfortable victory, but doesn't leave us in a particularly comfortable position, unfortunately. How go our... Everyone's holding bandages. Do we have anything else? Remove blindness from a target. Seems like that could be relevant, especially at the Oblivion's Ingress that we will end our area at. Time to reflect. What has happened? I did get Bellow on Barristan, which was one of the things I desperately wanted to get next. Maybe it's not time to continue focusing on Barristan at the moment. I could try and unlock more hexes for Alhazred. That seems pretty good. Yep.
Occultist. Chapter 1. The Ritual. On certain portentous evenings carefully selected for their astrological potency, he would gather his devotees around the ancient onyx table, and joining hands with them, would send his spirit out into the void. Safely tethered by their vital energies, he was free to wander the outer spheres in search of some dark communion and impossible power.
And when he returns, he finds the vital energies of all of his compatriots have been expended, one assumes. Vulnerability hex we unlock here. From any position to any position, has a cooldown of 1, it ignores dodge. It will make them vulnerable and remove their dodge. Tick. It was...
Carefully. Today's oversight is tomorrow's regret.
Lonely in the void. The upgrade of it is 2 vulnerability on the target. Yeah, I guess vulnerability is pretty good, but... Alright, I didn't really want to be choosing my direction right now. For goals and conditions, we've only fought 2 road battles so far. What about for after this? Yeah, I definitely don't go down the middle line. I mean, if I took the left, I get a road combat and then another road combat. Or if I took the right, I get a road combat and then an Oblivion's tier. And as I figured out, I believe maybe in the first episode, when you go to a location that is a fight and it gives you loathing, it gives you the loathing after it removes loathing. So fighting at a location removes loathing, fighting in a location that increases loathing, removes loathing first, and then increases loathing. That's important because it means I wouldn't go down, I wouldn't, you know, gain the loathing from there and then immediately remove it, which means that it's free to take this loathing on the right side path because it gets removed and then I gain another one. Also gives me a Candle of Hope, which is nice. Oh, what's this? Creature Den! Yes! Reduces loathing, whatever. But it's Creature Den.
Stumbling and grasping, shadows of what they once were.
Even if Slice Off is pretty good, it's still very much a harvest fight. Gosh, we're all getting pretty stressed. There's artillery on the enemies. This artillery is good damage. I'm gonna try and push this Lost Soul, and in doing so, force them not to use their stress dealing attack. I'm just gonna strike that frontliner. I want to get the people with the crowns on them off the field as quickly as possible here. Okay, pull the Widow forward, please. Oh, that's so good! Because it sets up for this. Big harvest. Oh! Alright, I never have to worry about the urchin again.
Collaboration confers advantage. Lenity.
I'm gonna remove stress from that target, and in doing so, give
Back the darkness.
some more stress to the Grave Robber, who's then capable of being calmed with an inspiring tune. I mean, I don't really need to do anything to those enemies right now. A weakening curse there, I guess, is kind of nice. Stop jumping my party! Why must we all be perfectly in full stress constantly? It's so annoying! Ah. How dare you? Still wasn't capable of taking that target out. Dang. There's a death blow for you. No stress resist. I'm gonna use Dead of Night to heal up. It doesn't stress Barristan. If it had, I would have already had Bolster to deal with it though. Get him.
A petty hindrance.
I mean,
Greater threats await those who dare.
so it's Creature's Den after this, right? Yes. Hopefully I get one of the pieces that will allow me to take back or lower the stress once I deliver it to the next inn, like we'd seen before, because gosh, it would be so useful right now.
Sharpen your blades, that we may properly excise our portion.
Yeah. People want to do the battle. Cementi's relationship with Alhazred is pretty bad right now, so I'll have Barristan take the hit instead. I'm gonna need to remove dodge tokens from the webbers in order to be able to actually target them directly. So let's use a harvest that does something as well as that.
And steady.
I'm also going to bellow at the enemies in order to remove some tokens, as well as hit some debuffs, slowing down the Carrion Eaters. Doesn't seem especially impactful, but still useful.
Measure out your violence.
Do not munch my man!
Judiciously.
Stop munching my man! Oh god. Stunned and blinded. You really didn't want him to act, did you? I mean, I can remove the blinded, but that's it. Doesn't seem as impactful right now. This Weber does need to be removed. So I'm just going to crit it to death instantaneously. Thank you for setting up the combo, Occultist. Oh, Field Surgeon! It's triggering so often! Oh. I'm gonna Demon's Pull here in order to move that unit to a position where I can harvest. Beautiful. Throw a dagger at the Corpse Eater in the back line. The spider dies. The Corpse Eater, I'm gonna guess. What? The Corpse Eater did what? Oh, what? Oh, sorry, what? Actually?
Observe the subject carefully, and you will discover its weaknesses.
Okay, Corpse Eaters, if they eat a corpse, that is to say, sorry, a Carrion Eater, if it eats Carrion, becomes a Carrion Devourer instead. Well, blinding the target seems pretty useful here. So does setting up combo on it, though. Okay, Samenti, what are you gonna do to them? Set up combo and double weaken the target with Weakening Curse actually seems much more valuable. So that means I blind the target with Fade to Black.
Cooperation is the key.
I kind of want to strike with Rampart here. Yeah, so that removed the block token. I wanted it to also push the target back, because if it had, then I would have been able to use Throne Daggers on the Carrion Eater instead of a Blight that wasn't guaranteed to really connect there. Did manage to, though. Nice. Solid miss right there. That Carrion Eater does have death blow resist, unfortunately. Annoying. Pop a bolster for some stress removal. Unfortunately, it also stresses out Audrey. Carrion Devourer helps set up for someone eventually, hopefully, to kill this target.
In crisis, we can rely only upon each other.
Oh! Oh, there was a respawn. Yeah, there was a respawn in the previous area. Yeah. Again, I just need to get rid of as many of these tokens as quickly as possible. But there was a respawn in the previous creature lair as well. I just forgot about it because I think it was, if I recall, pretty easy. Oh, that Carrion Devourer. I almost feel like I need to take out the Carrion Devourer first right now. Because if I take out anyone else, you will just heal back up by taking their corpse. In fact, yeah, this is, I think, the appropriate time to slice off a target directly.
A slow dissection.
Setting up vulnerability on the target as well.
End.
My Bodhi! Why did you hit me in my Bodhi? Bellowing across the enemy party is a way to get rid of some dodge tokens.
Victory supposes strategy. Press on.
That seemed like an insult there for a second.
Victory supposes strategy. Try it.
Like, bud, lay off. I'm trying my best. Why is Abyssal Artillery telling me it's going to do 14 damage? Huh! Oh, because I was empowered and crit. Oh, what? Oh, oh, sick. Oh, no. I have to kill the Carrion Devourer immediately. A lot of damage. I don't think it's going to be enough yet. Oh, never mind.
Excellent work.
Oh!
Get them! Get them all! Make them know the true meaning of pain.
Yeah. I just needed that unit not to act. And now we're all good. Let's go with a fade back and try and blind the target. Okay, there's your other dodge token. Oh! Positive relationship there. Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's make you vulnerable. And I should have checked their targeting range. I don't think they actually could have targeted that position.
A miscalculation, perhaps.
Nah, I just need to remove the dodge.
Conclusion.
Huge crit! No disease, no disease, no disease. Alright, everything's right with the world.
Get them.
A lesson taught is a lesson learned.
I legitimately believe that. Oh, and it was! Deliverable slime! Yes, we're gonna get some negative stress for the entire party as a result of that, as well as a little bit of mastery. Worth its weight in gold. It's completely fine. I'm about to remove that. I accept you, we all do. Samantha. I love you so much. I mean, it's the Jester, of course, of course. Jester, Grave Robber, basically. Jester, Grave Robber, Hellion, and what's it? Jester, Grave Robber, Hellion, and Houndmaster would probably be, like, not my favorite party in general, because I don't know how well they work together necessarily in this game, but overall, absolutely. Yeah, I'm just gonna slap you both. Oh, we did get combo on the backline target. Love to see that. Altar of Resentment for possibility of the crit. I'm definitely going to be slicing off to deal with the Herald quite directly. We set up our bleed and our vulnerability on the target. The Deacon hits us all. Oh, and now we can't move or be moved. Pretty pleased about that one, frankly.
Cooperation is the key.
think I'm going to use one of my bandages to get rid of some bleed and heal up Cementi a little. That Herald does not have Deathblow resist, so it will just die as soon as it gets to its turn. I think I'm going to be in this fight long enough that I'll use Bolster on a later turn rather than this one, though. I'm going to set up a Defender. And then, Audrey, your job right now is to try and ruin the life of the altar in the backline. Since it has block and is taking less damage from individual hits, I'm going to roll Blight, because that does less damage immediately, but in general, over time, more. You know, Cementi, use an Inspiring Tune on yourself. Reduce 2 stress, please. And I'm gonna try and weaken the Deacon. Unfortunately, that does not manage to connect. Sundering Steel is still within reason, blocked at least. I'm gonna slow both of the enemies here.
Any being, however horrid, can be brought to heel.
Yeah, now it's time to just focus on trying to remove the altar for as long as it takes to remove the altar. I'm gonna pull you out of position even. Over to the front of the party now, please.
We can rely only upon each other.
And then I'll try and Rampart to push you backwards as well. That dazes you, preventing you from getting to take your action this round. I mean, I should just focus. Trying to split my damage might be too tricky for this point in time. Got him. Wait, we crit and got a death blow, but that wasn't enough to remove any stress from my character? Gotta keep him bleeding. Okay, I definitely need to start trying to heal up, especially our frontier line units. Not enough to be able to use Absent there, unfortunately. Yep, that's time for a Blight. Why? My body.
Inexorable.
I needed that for body-related things. I'm gonna bolster for the sake of Alhazred. Unfortunately, it pretty much also locks me into using an Inspiring Tune.
From this carousel of horrors.
Solid self-heal for 16, buddy. It's really helpful. Huge crit for 14. Gets the target down to death's door, so now they are weakened for this attack. They're weakened and they attack someone who has a 75% block token, making my life a lot easier. I'm gonna bellow at the enemy. I need to spend as much time as possible here trying to remove stress before the end. Absinthe for some health.
Collaboration confers advantage.
Bolster removes 4. Unfortunately, it also gives 1. Weird reconstruction on a low health character, possible increase of their relationship, which it did, and then death blow. Everyone's on 4 stress, but the next in, we're going to be clearing a lot.
Until the next test is put before you.
I also immediately skipped past the loot there. What did we get? Oh, if a stained item is equipped, lower max HP but higher damage. Love that. We do have a second stained item. I think the Deadeye should be holding that. Okay, before I move forward, I can move 1 bandage onto a stack of bandages. Now I'm not over encumbered anymore. I'm also going to get rid of 1 item so that I can open enough spaces. The heck? Okay. What? Al-Hazred, you can hold that one instead now. And then swap that for any other item, and then Audrey, you can now take this. And then you can take the stained item. Okay, so I can't equip the stained item until I have... Sorry, I can't equip the Cultist trinket until I have the stained item. Got it. Acting slower for an occultist seems wrong. Lower debuff resistance. Maybe that's more appropriate even than the Vanished Vanity.
Sick. Plus 50% damage. Yes.
Oh, it's just exactly what I want to see. I want to use this thrown dagger to the best of its potential. I want to crit and targets out of the moon. Sorry, to the moon, rather. Unless there's a target out of the moon that I have to crit.
It came from beyond the stars.
Alright, folks. Get ready for rest and replenishment as we head our way into the next inn. And hey, if you all get negative quirks again, I'm not gonna care so much about it. Because you'll replace negative quirks you have at least.
Places such as this, where a little light still gathers.
Okay, Al-Hazred. Plague Eater Slayer. 100% extra resistance, death blow resistance piercing, as well as extra crit against those targets. Cosmic Slayer for Samenti. Same against Cosmic, and then Rummager for Barrister. No stone left unturned. Region goal was completed, so we gained ourselves 3 Candles of Hope. Also got a mastery for ourselves. Hell yeah. Okay, let's have a look at the...
Spend what you can, for wealth no longer has meaning. If indeed it ever did.
Is that the case? No, we have 2 different locations we can go to, so it's not like immediately after this there's the final boss, which is to say, yeah, money still has usefulness. I don't have to immediately spend all of my stuff here. Unfortunately, there's no trinkets for me to spend any of my baubles on. Let's have a look at our in items first. Okay, negative stress, 2 characters. Do I want 2 of you to share a poultice like that at all? Definitely use Wax Inoculate on Barristan again. Sharing a poultice between 2 characters seemed like it would possibly increase their relationship a little bit, maybe. Heading to the Ween, right?
Improvement A new variable in the equation of your fate.
Definitely need at least one more armor, and I'm gonna get another one as soon as we start next route.
Listen, practice, improve.
So Bellow can remove crit tokens from targets. That's pretty good. Defender definitely needs an upgrade. It's been a little too long without having done that upgrade. Dead of Night needs an upgrade as well. So does Inspiring Tune, especially because we're probably going to encounter more horror upcoming. Two stacks of vulnerability on the target from the vulnerability hex. Abyssal Artillery is already impressing me even without the upgrade. I'm gonna give it the upgrade. I kind of want Vulnerability Hex to have an upgrade as well, though. Set up combo on the target as well. Move backwards. Flashing Daggers seems like a reasonable upgrade just in terms of like damage output turn over turn. Let's go Vulnerability Hex. Let's go for Flashing Daggers. And then something much more utility would be nice. Honestly, Bellow. I think it's very appropriate. Heading to our Provisioner. Let's have a look at what we could get for in items. Extra death blow resist. No. Calming Incense. No. I'm gonna take a bunch of whiskey and some pipeweed, I think. Probably not the pipeweed, honestly. I'm probably just gonna go whiskey. How's our relationships doing? Okay, so the Occultist is kind of neutral with most people. Man-at-Arms is pretty positive with Audrey and Sarmenti, and Audrey is max with Sarmenti. Okay, so I'm thinking of getting 4
A bit of comfort.
flasks of
Road to
whiskey,
damnation.
and I'm looking for Barristan to increase his relationship with both Audrey and Sarmenti. Oh, it looks like it critically succeeded and gave them +2 there instead of +1. Interesting. I will use the Calming Poultice here for the -1 stress on Barristan and see if it increases their relationship with one another. It does not. At least in this instance, it still might be a chance to that did just not happen here. I feel like I should probably get one more armor as well. I will get a 4th when I lead out into the next area.
Always welcome.
I want to keep the rest of my baubles for the possibility of...
Every road a winding torment. Every turn bent on our destruction.
for the possibility of finding a... That's what I'm looking for here. The place to buy. Either a fields, a hospital, or a hoarder in the next area would be really nice. Shroud or Tangle? You still want to go to the... No, Sprawl, Sluice. Okay, so I could go to either of these. Both of them are higher chances of hope. Candles of Hope, specifically. I think I care more about getting Candles of Hope than I care about mastery points at this point in time. Visiting a creature's den, and there's extra hope charts there. Yeah, that seems pretty appropriate to me, I think.
The
I'm gonna choose the Shroud.
timbers of the coastal villages are sodden with salt and secrets.
And seeing as we just came from that area, unfortunately we do have Zoophobic, but is there anything I can think of in terms of item preparations that I need more so than others? Honestly, no, not really. Let's rest for the night, and then head outward. Relationships time. Barristan and Audrey are hopeful.
Aspiration unites the hopeful.
Using Poison Dart will also... Didn't I upgrade Poison Dart? Maybe I did. Using Poison Dart will give stress reduction, and using Crush will give stress reduction to Audrey. Respectful.
Tried and tested.
Love that.
A bond to be counted on.
Oh, that's so cool! Okay, Thrown Dagger will give will give Dodge Plus, so 75% less chance for an enemy to be able to strike Cementi when Thrown Dagger is used on Audrey, and the same in reverse when I use Harvest. Their most used skills. Hopeful also! Oh, baby! For some stress reduction from Defender and stress reduction from Slice Off. That is so good! And I cannot wait to see how it pilots in the next episode. Until then, though, my name is Rhapsody, and the name of the game is being Darkest Dungeon 2. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist up in the top left for all my content in the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendation down below, and I'll fix the thing as soon as possible. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. Hopefully see you next time. Bye-bye!